Part of it was Trump withdrew or delayed some tariffs, probably after he saw what happened in the market. And therefore, the taco trade was born. The taco trade is a real deal. Google it. TACO. The taco trade stands for Trump always chickens out. And that's pertaining solely to tariffs, of course, because he is an expert negotiator, and you can't be a chicken when you do those sorts of things. So, yeah. And then guess what happened after the market bounced and took off? It's never stopped looking back. I mean, the market has been up like gangbusters ever since February, March, there in that range. So timing markets is never a good thing. You just don't time markets, especially with circumstantial downturns like that. An announcement, for crying out loud. An announcement. And the man was elected on on what he said. He said he was going to use tariffs to punish countries for having used and abused the United States for so many years. He was just doing exactly what he said he was going to do. So I don't know why people acted like it was a surprise, because it wasn't. And, the market just looks really strong right now. There's just nothing fundamentally wrong. I've told you on this program countless times, only twice in my 45-year career have I pulled clients' assets completely out of the market into cash on a wholesale basis. That was May of 2002 and August the 16th of 2007. And in both of those cases, there was an extreme fundamental issue with the economy, but nothing circumstantial. We didn't pull any money out during the COVID downturn, and we had a downturn in 2022 by a significant margin. We didn't pull anything out then. You just don't do it on a regular basis because nobody can time the market, the tops and the bottoms. All right. Before we get into the triple B, the big, beautiful bill, I thought that I might mention to you, and this information is coming by way of Louis Navellier. And I think it's good information. One of the areas that is being overlooked right now when we talk about the AI sector and the companies that are benefiting from that. Of course, we all have heard and know about the chip makers and the benefit that they're receiving, and the other ancillary industries that are benefiting. But one thing that we haven't heard anything about, and I think Louis has just uncovered something here, and that is mining or materials companies, because there are a lot of minerals, some rare earth minerals, that we are going to need a lot of to continue to make the components to allow AI to be something that can actually be done. Some of these you wouldn't even have heard of. Like some of you may not know what cobalt is or does, but it goes into batteries for robotics and backup systems. Of course, copper, we know copper is used with electrical components. And lithium, of course, we know is a component in batteries. Graphite, battery anodes, nickel, is used for batteries as well, manganese, neodymium. And it's amazing how China is the source for many of these rare earth minerals. We have got to get away from that. We've got to get away from that. Dysprosium, terbium, gallium, scandium, niobium, antimony, molybdenum. Sounds like I'm speaking Latin, doesn't it? So, we can't let China be the source of these minerals for us. So guess what? The domestic miners are going to be the source for us going forward. It's going to change. And there are some names. I'm not going to give them to you over the radio, but there are some names that Louis has mentioned that are what he considers to be 5 just on the cutting edge, ready to bust open stocks that are in the United States that mine these minerals. And I just thought that was quite interesting. All right, the Triple B. I tell you what, we're mid-program. Let's go to a quick break, and I'm going to start with the big, beautiful bill when we come back. For 2 minutes now. Call during the break, though. I'd rather talk to you. 561-TALK, 561-8255. And I'll take your call when we come back from this 2-minute break. See you then.
Ayden Golf and Country Club invites you to become a member. Come tour our beautiful clubhouse, ballroom, and facilities. For a quality golf experience, sign up for our discounted special membership rates, low monthly dues with no quarterly food minimum or assessments. Folks love to play golf at Ayden Golf and Country Club. Cool off at the pool all summer. Enjoy excellent food and beverages from the snack bar. Even store your own cart, unless you like to walk. Call 746-3389 for special limited membership rates at the Ayden Golf and Country Club.
My practice has been built on accessibility, responsiveness, and a willingness to be proactive for my clients. I'm not afraid to make recommendations relating to your investments and planning. I do hope all of your financial decisions are good ones, but let's not rely on hope. Let's roll up our sleeves and get to work.
Jim has attained 3 professional designations: Certified Financial Planner, Chartered Life Underwriter, and Chartered Financial Consultant, which entails 20 courses of study with examinations and a comprehensive national board exam, administered by the Certified Financial Planning Board. Jim has been practicing in financial services since 1979, which includes investing, planning, and insurance to help you meet your financial goals. Among the many awards Jim has received in his career is his selection to the Guide of the Top Financial Planners by the Consumer Research Council of America. So if you want to work with someone who is working for you, call Jim at 756-4700 or email him at planning@financiallyspeaking.com. That's 756-4700 and planning@financiallyspeaking.com.
Welcome back to Financially Speaking. Jim Taunton here on Financially Speaking. I just said that, didn't I? I repeated myself. AGE syndrome. All right. Didn't get a call. I don't believe. Let me just look. Let me go back to the. I just heard a ringy dingy. We have a call. What's the name, bro?
My name's Rodney.
Oh, I thought the producer was going to tell me who you were, but you're right on the air there. Hey, Rodney, thanks for calling. Go right ahead with your question.
No problem. My concern is with reverse mortgages. What are the advantages and what are the concerns?
All right, it's a great question.
Would it be prohibitive to get a reverse mortgage and then sell it? What the penalties would that be? And I'll listen to your answer.
All right. Very good. I hope you gave your phone number to the producer so you can go in that drawing for the dinner for 2.
Yes, I did.
There's nothing that I'm aware of that inherently wrong or bad with reverse mortgages. It's kind of like a handgun is what you do with it. If you need additional source of some money, maybe income and retirement, and you've got a house that's paid for, that's a source. That's capital there, sitting there on the ground that you can utilize. I don't get into the process at all. I'm prohibited from doing that because they don't want financial advisors talking clients into getting mortgages on their homes so they can take the money and invest it and make money on it themselves. That's just, that's just not. Producer, you sent me a note. You can sign on. Are you saying that I'm off the air right now? Okay, gotcha. All right, it was the caller that was off there. So I can't get involved with the process. You go to the bank. So you go to the bank that you have a relationship with, check it out, go to another bank, check their terms out. And what they'll more than likely do is put you through a little training, maybe a video or two, let you watch that so you know exactly what you're getting into. But the reverse mortgage simply is creating a credit line against your home. It's a lump sum amount, and you can draw on it as you need it, and the interest is only charged on the amount that you have drawn out, the total, the cumulative amount. And so the balance on this due goes up over time as you draw money. There is no payment on it, so it's different than a regular mortgage. That's why they call it a reverse mortgage. And you can draw whatever you want to off of that lump sum credit line that they open. And then when you die, and that was part of your question, what will happen is the house will be sold. Whatever balance there is on the reverse mortgage will be paid off, and the difference can go to your family, is the way that I've been told. So you're not completely removing your family from the picture. Of course, if you had taken all of the money available on the reverse mortgage, that credit line, and the balance due was more than the house was worth at your death, then obviously nobody's going to get anything. But that's usually not the case, because they certainly won't do 100% credit line. And in most cases, real estate's not going to go down in value. So there still will be something for a family to inherit. So that's essentially it. And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with it. And I started to use the analogy of the handgun. Handguns don't have any morality to them whatsoever. It's a piece of metal, and it's if it's used in the wrong way, it can be deadly and dangerous and a very bad thing. But used properly, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. And reverse mortgage is exactly the same. I would suggest that you go to your bank and see if they engage in reverse mortgages, because not all banks do. So go to your bank, see if they do, and if they don't, maybe they can recommend another bank to you that actually does reverse mortgages, and go talk to them. Sit down with them and say, look, I don't know a thing about this. I want to know all there is to know about it before we do it. Can you please help me, train me, teach me? And they will. They will. They actually are required to, is my understanding. I hope that kind of sort of answered your question. So there you have that. All right, here we are, 6:23. All right, let's look at that Triple B bill. There's no way we're going to get through it tonight, but we can certainly start on it. And I'm not live next week, so you're going to hear a replay of tonight's program next week if you listen, which I don't know why you would if you're listening tonight. let's see. Where are we? Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's look at some changes that are going into effect. Number one thing is lower income tax rates that were implemented by Trump's bill last time he was in office are going to be permanentized. So the top marginal rate of 37% will be retained instead of it jumping to 39.6, which it would have had they not included it in this bill. There will be a higher standard deduction. The standard deduction is going to be $15,750 for single filers and $31,500 for married filers. Filing jointly in 2025. This will be adjusted each year with inflation. So this means that fewer taxpayers will need to itemize deductions at all. You'd have to have I do itemize, but I have a significant amount of deductions. So most people will not itemize. And if you don't itemize, what that means is you will not be able to deduct your contributions to a charity such as your church. So charitable distributions from IRAs are going to become more valuable because of this. More and more people do it, and that's only if you're at the point of having required minimum distributions. Can you utilize that? All right, expanded child tax credit. The CTC increases to a maximum of $2,200 per child with a refundable amount of $1,700 in 2025. New car loan interest deduction. How about that? Taxpayers may deduct up to $10,000 in interest on new automobiles, though the benefit phases out for individuals earning over $100,000. $200,000 for joint filers. Wouldn't help me at all. Temporary tax break on tip income. Now, there's a sunset provision on this one, so after 2028, it's going down. So I guess they want to see how that looks, and it could be extended depending on who's in office. The cap on state and local tax deduction has increased. It was $10,000; it's going to $40,000. That's going to help a lot of people, especially people that own a lot of real estate, people that are in the rental real estate business. That's going to help them tremendously. So from $10,000 to $40,000 on state and local income tax, state and local tax deduction, I should say. Temporary senior bonus. Americans age 65 and older may qualify for a temporary $6,000 bonus tax deduction starting in 2025. The full amount is available to individuals with incomes of up to $75,000, $150,000 for joint filers. Estate and gift tax, non-existent now for 99.999% of the population, because it's gone from 10 to 15 million over time, and it's going to be 15 million, which is higher than it was last year. So 15 million you can leave as an individual to whoever you like with no estate tax. And if you do just a smidge of estate planning, you can leave 30 million. You can capture both exclusions, which is the only reason you would want to do some full-blown estate planning right now, is to capture both exclusions. So if your estate is valued over $15 million, you need to do some estate planning. I know estate planning fairly well. So if that is the case with you, give me a call and we'll be glad to talk about it. And I'll make recommendations. Ultimately, we'll bring an attorney to the table to draw up some documents. But I conducted estate planning seminars with a local attorney for about 5 years at the Washington Civic Center. So I know it better than most, I would say. My estate, by the way, is not over $15 million, so I don't need that right The capital gains brackets. This is important for investors. Capital gains tax brackets have been adjusted for inflation, allowing more investors to stay in the 0 or 15% tax range. Individuals can have up to $48,350 in taxable income, and married couples filing jointly can have up to $96,700 and still qualify for the 0% capital gains rate. Again, that doesn't help me at all. Most of us are going to pay 15% capital gains rate. All right, there's a lot more, but I've got music in my ear, so I'm going to cut it off, and hopefully I'll continue with that in a couple of weeks. Remember, next week's a rerun. Sorry about that. Going to the beach. This is Jim Taunton, helping you make all of your financial decisions good ones. Good night, everybody.